Welcome back to Wealthy Mentor Trading, everyone. Today is March the 20th, 2022, and today I'm going to be looking at the S&P 500 and where we left off last week and some targets going into next week. I'm also going to be discussing 5 stocks that are ready to take off higher this week. Names like Shopify, which was up 45%, NEO, 37%. That's also reporting earnings on Thursday. Moderna had a strong week, posting 28%. They also have a news event coming out on Thursday. Tesla finished the week up 16%, and Nvidia, leading the semi-conductor sector, up 21% on the week. With that being said, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you are interested in trading with us at Wealthy Mentor Trading on Discord, we do have a $99 promo right now for 2 months, and that entails swing trading, day trading, options callouts, market analysis, analyst upgrades, and it's definitely a group you want to be a part of if you want to take your trading to the next level. Okay. With that being said, we do have the S&P 500 chart open here. And as you guys can see here, we did have 4 consecutive green days, which was a welcome sign. We were in the basement right here at that 4165 level, and bulls stepped in, right? We did have multiple candles here holding that 4165 level, building a base similar to the base that we built around that 4300 area, right? So for me, the first thing that I was going to look at was the break of that $4,300 line, and we got that. And the second area that I was looking at was 4,400 to 4,550. Us closing above 4,550 was bullish, and it is signs of a trend change in the works. However, what I'm looking forward to this week coming ahead is that $4,500 line, the next step. And the next step after that is that $4,600 line. As we can see here, we've had 2 rejections and then finally pushing us down all the way back to 4115. So I'm going to be looking at that $4,500 and $4,600 level as my main area of concern, right? Above that, we're out of the water, and basically we're most likely going to test highs if we get past there. However, the news has been subtle recently. The war talks have been dimmed down, so I expect that to pick up going into next week. If not, we could proceed higher. We also have a slew of economic data that's coming out this week. The Consensus Bureau home sales data for February is on Wednesday coming up. Also, the National Association Realtors pending home sales. That's an important one. That's on Friday. So those 2 economic data that's coming out next week on Wednesday and Friday definitely have the ability to sway the market, along with the catalyst being the war between Russia and Ukraine. That, as I said, has dimmed down. So I expect that to make a recovery. Also, there has been rumblings with the whole COVID, a new strain emerging in Europe. So keep that in mind if you are trading going into next week. Now, to the downside, I do want to see that $4,300 line hold. That is that base area that I was talking about previously, which did build. So if we do receive a pullback, look for that $4,300 line as that main support area going into next week. Overall, I am neutral on the market. It's much improved over the past few weeks. As you guys can see, those 4 straight green days right here definitely did push the market higher. So I'm looking for follow through going into tomorrow as the market opens up. So keep your eyes on the S&P 500 above that 4450 line. As I mentioned, I do have 5 stocks that I want to discuss that are ready to take off higher. And the first one being is Nvidia. You know, Nvidia being part of the semiconductor sector really did a great job as being the leader of the sector last week. It did gain 21% on the week, and for me, it is at that critical resistance point at that $270 area. As you guys can see here, we did drop down back on January the 14th, and we have been trending lower ever since then, right? Now we are coiled up between that $270 line down to 209, and we are testing that upper area right now. We did close Friday session bullish at that $264 area. So what I'm looking for going forward into next week is that break of 270. If a break above that, it is bullish. It is also changing the trend that we've been in, right? We've been below this $270 level, below that for pretty much the whole year. And a break above that definitely changes the mood in the semiconductor sector and the market overall. So a break above 270, I am looking for targets of 286 overall. We did have multiple rejections here. We are on the daily time frame, so above there, 286 is my target. Now to the downside, I definitely want to hold that 260 line. If we can't, we do have short-term support at that $240 to $245 line. As you guys know, if you are trading with us on Discord, I have been calling out that area specifically on Nvidia. Okay, now overall, the analysts are still bullish on Nvidia. They do have a price target of $400, so that is pretty good. So they haven't lost faith in the semiconductor sector. So for me, the main thing is that $270 area. Also, on a fundamental standpoint, Nvidia is holding this investor day on Tuesday. So that is a positive catalyst. And usually when they do have something like that, they could potentially release something. So look for that to catapult us above that $270 area. All right. So that is Nvidia on the daily time frame, and I am neutral on Nvidia, but will be bullish past that $270 area. So keep that in mind. Great gains, 21% on the week. Next name I want to discuss is Tesla. And this is one of my favorite stocks. And as you guys know, I haven't discussed it in quite a while because nothing has really happened lately, right? So again, Tesla, to reiterate, did gain 16% on the week. Bulls did step in around that $750 level area right here. As you guys can see on the daily time frame, we had one hold of that area and the second hold right here. And again, much like the S&P 500, big bull move right here, 4 straight green days. And for me, I am looking past that 910 area going into next week to retest this 950 area. As you guys can see here, we are on the daily time frame, so we have had multiple rejections, around 8 to 10 rejections at that $950 level. So going into tomorrow, I do want to see a break above 910 for us to potentially test that 950 area once more. Now, the rule is in technical analysis, the more times you test a resistance zone, the weaker it gets and a breakthrough. What you also want to see is volume confirming that breakthrough, right? Right now, there are bears standing at that $950 level, so they are shorting it every single time it hits that. So we need convincing volume to break past that 950 area. And if we get past that 950 area, I do have targets of $986 and $1,000 respectively, testing the bottom of these resistance points, right? It was previous support, and when it broke down, now to the upside, it is resistance. So above 950, 986, and 1,000 are areas that you should be looking at to take profits. Furthermore, Analyst Morgan Stanley reiterated a bullish buy target of $1,300 last week. So again, the market is bullish, and analysts continue to remain bullish on the S&P 500, which in turn means they're bullish on Tesla. Tesla does hold a huge part of the S&P 500, so they have a nice percentage within that area. Okay, so look for 950 as that main hurdle that you need to cross. Now to the downside, I do want to see us hold that 900 to 880 area. If we cannot hold that, we do have short-term support at that $850 area where we busted out through last week. So look for 880, 850 as your down targets on Tesla. All right. Next name that I wanted to discuss that is pretty relevant, right? It did gain a substantial amount, and that is Moderna. Moderna was the leading name with the whole vaccine, and recently they are pushing to get the 4th dose released, and we did gain 28% on the week, which was nothing to sneeze at. And they do hold an event on Thursday to discuss its vaccine pipeline. So more information will come out on Thursday with what they plan to do. So expect Moderna to push into that event going on Thursday. So what I'm looking at is that 177.50, 180 to 182 area. A break above that, we could potentially test 193.5 and the bottom of this resistance point right here at that 222.50 area. Now, Moderna does make large moves, and it is news driven. So there's a lot of bullish information here to digest, and especially on Thursday, if they do have a nice timeline along with its release of further shots for COVID, it could definitely push this a lot higher. Um, Overall, the last time we hit this 177.50 area, as you guys can see, we were rejected, and we did have a push down to that 138 support where we did hit it and wick down below it, then pop back above it. So I am going to see if we get rejected once more at that 178, 180 area to judge if Moderna is going up, right? For me, overall, I am still bearish on Moderna. I do want to see a break above this 222.50 area to create that trend change. However, you can still make some great percentage gains if we get past this 177 to 180 area. So look for a break above that to hit that 193.50 target, especially with the event coming out on Thursday, as I mentioned. It did gain 28% on the week, so definitely look for that for a continued move higher. All right. The next name that is important to me is NIO. NIO, electric car maker, did a great job this week. It did gain a substantial amount, 37%. It did benefit from the majority of the Chinese stocks rebounding as a whole. So it was one of those names that did take advantage. It does report earnings on Thursday, so definitely watch NIO push higher, and I'm looking at that $23 area for continued move, right? So we did close Friday session just above $20. So $23 is a point of resistance. As you guys can see here, we were rejected on the 28th of February, ultimately pushing us down to $13. Now, it wasn't just a rejection, it was also market conditions and overall bearish outlook on the S&P 500. As I said, the S&P 500 did have a nice bounce, and the Chinese stocks did perform really well. NIO is one of those names. So I am looking for that continued move to hit that $23 area. And on earnings beat, definitely look to hit that $26 area, which is the next resistance point, as we did consolidate here before breaking down. So $23 to $26, I am looking at that going into next week. Fundamentally, NIO does also plan to release multiple product launches planned for 2022. So that is a bullish catalyst moving forward. So definitely keep NIO on your watch list heading into the next months, okay? Another name that was important to me, and it also performed really well, and that's Shopify. SHOP is the ticker. And Shopify, as you guys know, it did drop down a significant amount, right? We're talking about a stock that was almost $1,800, and we dropped down into the basement around that 510 area. As you guys can see here, multiple holds at that 511 area. Bulls stepped in, and much like the S&P 500, multiple green days, right? This was a 45% week on Shopify. We were oversold on the weekly RSI, so that is a big thing right there, right? Now we are above that weekly oversold conditions. However, there's still a lot of move to make, right? So what I'm going to be looking at going into next week is that $780 resistance. Above that, I'm definitely looking at 805 and 842, which does have a nice sizable gap here, right? So my first target would be that 805 area for continued move on the break of 780. And if we get past 805, we do have this gap fill at 842. So those are my two targets going in. As I said, we did gain 45%, so that is a big move. If we do receive a pullback, look at this area right here that I have drawn out at that $750 line as a pullback zone, right? Look for a pullback down to 750. Look to see if buyers consolidate around that area for a further push higher. Now, if we cannot hold 750, obviously we could pop down to that 708 area, which was previous resistance right here, now turns support on the way down. So 750 is an area to look at on a pullback, consolidation and move higher, or consolidation and a breakdown lower to test 708 support. Okay, as I said, 45% on the week, 510 held for support, and this thing can move a lot higher, even past that gap fill, right? Past that gap fill, we do have a nice consolidation zone here that was built on early January 2022, and 927 is that next big line. So definitely keep Shopify on your list. It is 45% on the week, and it is still severely oversold. Not oversold. It did pop above the weekly RSI into unoversold conditions, as I guess you could say. So, but it does have a lot of momentum behind it. So definitely keep Shopify on your list moving forward in the next few weeks. Okay. Those are 5 stocks I wanted to discuss. As I mentioned, Shopify right here, great percentage moves. NEO reporting earnings on Thursday. And, they also plan to release multiple products for 2022. That is bullish. Moderna also gaining 28% on the week. They do have that event on Thursday discussing its vaccine pipeline, which can be bullish. So definitely take a look at that. Tesla, as I discussed, that $950 area remains strong resistance. So I'm looking for a continued move to test 950 and then react after that. Okay. Nvidia also gaining 21% on the week. Definitely looking for that past that $270 area for continued move higher to test 286. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do so. I do notice that a bunch of people that do watch these videos haven't subscribed. Please help and support, keep this channel alive. Like, comment, and if you are interested in trading on Discord with us, definitely hit the link in the description and that should get you going. Thank you so much, guys, and great luck trading next week. Bye-bye.